Patrick at Pals, and we got the Crown Victoria on, and we're doing brakes on it. And we just wanted to show you a couple things. You can see there's a new wheel cylinder up on the backing plate. This is the old wheel cylinder. Now, keep in mind there was no fluid showing on this one, but when you took off the caps, look at that. Talk about it, Jim. Tell us what's going on.
Well, see, what happens is these cars sit for a long time, an old car like this, and they never drive it. Well, brake fluid's what they call hyperscopic, and it contracts moisture.
The brake fluid does?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the moisture will sit in there, and it'll draw into it, and what will end up happening, because this is actually a piston in here, and it's supposed to move. Well, it'll start to corrode and rust and start to leak and seize up, and that's basically what happened here. It started to leak through and just caused it all to rust and break havoc on the brakes wheel cylinder.
Now, if we look at the new one, it's quite a different situation. You can see everything is cast and nice.
Yeah.
Well, on the inside of this dust boot,
Show you.
it's going to be dry.
It's dry, and if you see, there's a piston in here that slides.
And see, that piston pushes the fluid.
Yeah.
So the fluid pushes that piston out or in, depending on what's going on, right?
Yeah, the piston. What happens is you hit the brakes and it pushes the pressure out, which in turn pushes this pin out and on each side and spreads out your brake shoes.
All right, now let's look at these brake shoes. This is the brake shoes that we took off. They got plenty of meat on them, right? Because here's the metal.
Yeah. They had plenty of meat, but because they had like another situation from sitting, and it probably was leaking, seeping, so moisture and a little bit of brake fluid and maybe gear oil, whatever's been soaking in there for a long time, and you think, yeah, well, them have got plenty of life left in them, but I can take my thumbnail and just dig right into them.
And that's not good,
and look, I can push on them almost like a...
Look at that, cracked it right off.
It ain't even cracked, it's real gooey, it's almost like dough.
Now, if you look at the new shoes, they're completely different.
Yeah,
see that nice dry sheen they've got to them?
Hard as a rock. You're not.
You can't move them with your fingernail. And folks, if you can move them with your fingernail, what's it going to do when you hit the brakes going 60 miles an hour? You're going to have a problem.
Yeah, it's going to grab.
That's going to grab. That's going to be a problem. If you've got a drum brake system and you need it put together properly, bring it to Pals. See you soon.